inside the Mercer home dropped offline. At 8:20 p.m., it came back. At 8:31 p.m., Asha Mercer pulled into her driveway. By sunrise, she and her golden retriever were dead. Detective Elena Ruiz stands in the hallway just past the entry. The house is quiet now. Forensics has already photographed the bodies. The coroner has left. The dog lies closest to the kitchen threshold, the woman farther in. That order registers. "Dog first," Ruiz says, almost to herself. The tech beside her glances up. Could have been defensive. Ruiz shakes her head slightly. The dog is positioned facing inward, not toward the door. If someone forced entry, the dog would have met them there, unless the dog already knew the person inside. She doesn't say that yet. The sliding glass door at the back of the house is shattered. A clean break through the center pane. Glass scattered across the patio. Ruiz crouches. "Entry point?" the junior officer asks. "Maybe," she says. She runs a gloved hand lightly along the frame. No pry marks, no splintering. "Any neighbors hear anything?" "Nothing reported." Los Angeles in 2021. Ring cameras everywhere. People recording porch pirates at midnight. But tonight, nothing. Except one thing. Ruiz stands. "Show me the router log." They gather in the kitchen. A text scrolls through a tablet display pulled from the smart home account. 8:09 p.m. Network disconnected. 8:20 p.m. Network restored. "No storm, no ISP outage," the text says. "It's isolated." "Manual?" Ruiz asks. "Could be breaker flip." Ruiz looks toward the garage access door. Break-ins don't flip breakers. They rush in. Unless someone wanted the cameras offline. The husband arrives at 9:14 a.m. Daniel Mercer, 45, broad shoulders, tattoos winding down both arms, eyes red, movements controlled. He sees the patrol cars and stops at the end of the driveway. Ruiz watches him step out of his truck. He doesn't run. He doesn't shout. He walks. That registers too. "I tried calling her last night," Daniel says. "She didn't answer." His voice cracks in the right places. We were trying to be civil." Ruiz studies him. His hands shake, slightly, not violently. "You were where between 8 and 9 last night?" she asks. "Garage, my friend's place. I was live streaming, working on my bike." "Live streaming?" "Yeah, it's all online, time-stamped." He says it quickly, too quickly. Ruiz nods. "We'll look at that." He swallows. Looks toward the house. "Was it random?" She doesn't answer. Instead, "When was the last time you were inside?" 3 weeks ago. I moved out." "You still have access to the smart home account?" His pause is brief. "I don't think so." "Not no." "I don't think so." Ruiz files it. Back inside, she walks the hallway again. There's something about the spacing. The dog near the kitchen, Asha farther down. If someone entered from the back door, the dog would intercept, unless the intruder was already inside before she came home. "Time of death?" Ruiz asks. "Between 8:30 and 9 p.m. Asha arrived at 8:31. The network dropped at 8:09. Ruiz looks at the timeline again. The house went offline before she got home. That's not panic. That's preparation. Outside, a patrol officer approaches. "Detective, we got a call from last night. Non-emergency line." Ruiz turns. "Time?" 9:22 p.m. "About?" "Suspicious male in hoodie near this address." Ruiz looks back at the broken glass. "What did the caller say exactly?" "Thought the guy looked like he was casing the house." "Male voice?" "Yeah, tried to mask it." Ruiz's jaw tightens slightly. Someone reports a hoodie suspect 45 minutes after Wi-Fi returns. After the time of death window. After staging could be completed. Too neat. She walks back to Daniel, who stands beside his truck. "Did you see anyone suspicious in the area recently?" she asks. He hesitates. "Just enough." "Actually, yeah. A guy in a hoodie a few nights ago. I told her to be careful." "A few nights ago." But the call was last night. Ruiz watches his face. He doesn't notice the difference. "Describe him." "Just dark hoodie, medium build, vague, convenient." "Did you report that before?" "No." Ruiz nods slowly. He's planting something. Or someone else is. Inside again, she studies the sliding door. The glass is outside on the patio. Very little inside. She crouches lower. If someone broke in from outside, force pushes glass inward. Most of it should be inside, but here, the majority is outside. She stands up. Bag samples, she says quietly. The tech looks at her. You thinking staged? Ruiz doesn't answer. Her phone buzzes. Digital forensics. Detective? The husband's live stream? Yeah? It's there, but something's off. What? Compression artifacts repeat. Looks pre-recorded. Ruiz closes her eyes for a second. Not proof, but pressure. She steps outside again. Daniel is on his phone now, talking to someone. His voice low. He looks up and sees her watching. Ends the call immediately, walks over. Have you found anything? Ruiz studies him carefully. In a world full of cameras, she says evenly, someone always leaves something behind. He forces a small nod. She turns away before he can read her expression, because something doesn't add up. The house went offline before she arrived. The dog was killed first. The glass fell the wrong direction, and the husband already has a suspect, a man in a hoodie, before anyone else mentioned one. The live stream is still up. 43 minutes of Daniel Mercer in a garage, leaning over a motorcycle engine, music playing low, occasional comments from viewers scrolling up the screen. Timestamp 8:02 p.m. to 8:47 p.m., right inside the murder window. Detective Ruiz watches it twice, then she watches it without sound. His movements repeat. Not obviously, but enough. At 8:14, he wipes his forehead with the same motion. At 8:22, the same motion again. Identical frame timing. Looped, digital forensics confirms. Pre-recorded, Ruiz says quietly. But streamed live, the tech replies. Uploaded through a different device. Not filmed there. Uploaded there. Ruiz leans back. The alibi didn't just fail, it was constructed. They bring Daniel in that afternoon. Not under arrest, not yet. Interview room 3, neutral lighting, no raised voices. Ruiz sits across from him, hands folded. You said you were live the whole time. I was. From what device? My phone. Which phone? He hesitates, brief. Then, my regular one. She slides a printed sheet across the table. Your regular phone was pinging a tower near your friend's garage. That's accurate. He nods quickly. Exactly. She waits. And the stream was uploaded from an IP address registered to your home internet. A pause. That's impossible. Is it? He leans back, defensive now. Maybe someone hacked it. Ruiz doesn't blink. Someone hacked your account, uploaded a pre-recorded file. During the same 40 minutes your estranged wife was killed. He swallows. That's what I'm saying. It's almost convincing. Almost. Outside the room, Ruiz watches through the glass. He's not panicking. He's adjusting. That bothers her more. Could be coincidence, her partner mutters. Ruiz shakes her head slightly. No one hacks you into an alibi. They pivot. If Daniel didn't physically break in, maybe someone else did. The hoodie call from the night before is pulled and enhanced. Male voice, slightly muffled, calm, not breathless, not urgent. Suspicious individual near the property. Ruiz listens 3 times. The cadence feels measured, as if the caller knew exactly what they wanted recorded. Run voice comparison, she says. Against Daniel? Against everyone. She doesn't want tunnel vision, not this early, but the instinct is there, and she doesn't ignore her instincts. Meanwhile, patrol pulls neighborhood footage, ring cameras, dash cams, a Tesla parked 2 houses down. Between 8 and 9 p.m., no unknown hoodie, no stranger circling the property. 1 car appears at 7:56 p.m., 3 blocks away. Dark pickup, partial plate visible. Ruiz studies the still image. Enhance. It sharpens enough. The plate matches Daniel's truck. He said he was across town. His phone pinged across town. But his truck, 3 blocks from the house. Maybe he loaned it, her partner suggests. Maybe, Ruiz says. But she doesn't believe that. They re-interview the friend from the garage. You were with Daniel the whole time? Yeah, mostly. Mostly? Well, he stepped out at one point, took a call. How long? 10 minutes, maybe 15. Between what time? The friend hesitates. I didn't check. Convenient. Was the live stream running? Yeah. Did you see him filming? Another pause. No. Ruiz walks out of the station as dust settles. Her phone vibrates again. Digital forensics. Detective, we pulled the back-end data from the streaming platform. And? The file was created at 6:11 p.m., 2 hours before the Wi-Fi outage, before Asha even left work. So he records earlier, her partner says, and uploads during the murder window, Ruiz replies, using his own home IP. That's bold, or arrogant. Back inside, she replays Daniel's interview in her head. When she mentioned hacking, he didn't show confusion. He showed relief. Relief that there was another explanation available. That tells her something. He expected scrutiny. He planned for scrutiny, which means this wasn't impulsive. Not entirely, but Ruiz checks herself. Bias. She grew up watching her mother believe apologies. She sees performance quickly, sometimes too quickly, so she goes back to the evidence. The dog, killed first. That still sits heavy. If a random intruder enters a house, the dog is a threat. But if you know the dog, you eliminate it first. Quietly. She gets another update. Smart home account access logs. Daniel's credentials were used 24 hours before the murder to log in from an unknown device. He told her he didn't think he still had access. Not a denial, a hedge. Pull every access log for the last 6 months, as she says. If he's been in that system, I want the pattern. That night, Daniel posts again. A tribute. Photo of Asha. Long caption about violence in Los Angeles. Comments flood in. Support. Outrage. Sympathy. Someone asks, was it random? Daniel replies within minutes. Police think so. Ruiz stares at the screen. Police have not said that. They haven't said anything, which means he's steering the narrative. Early, deliberately. Her phone buzzes one more time before midnight. Detective, digital forensics says, we found something else. Go. The live stream file, it wasn't just pre-recorded. A pause, it was edited. How? 3 seconds removed at 8:31 p.m., the exact minute Asha pulled into her driveway. Ruiz looks at the timeline again. Wi-Fi offline at 8:09, back at 8:20, Asha home at 8:31. 3 seconds removed at 8:31 p.m., the exact minute Asha pulled into her driveway. Ruiz looks at the timeline again.